Right, okay. I'd like to call to order the Cuyahoga County Council regular meeting for Tuesday, October the 11th, 2016. Clerk, please call the roll.
Calling the roll, Mr. Hairston? Here. Ms. Simon? Here. Mr. Greenspan? Here. Mr. Miller? Here. Mr. Germana? Here. Mr. Gallagher? Here. Mr. Schron? Here. Ms. Conwell? Here. Mr. Jones?
Here.
Ms. Brown?
Here.
And Council President Brady.
Here.
There is a quorum.
I have nothing for item 4. Is there any public comment related to the agenda?
Yes, Mr. President. Lee Spellacy?
Good afternoon, Council President, Council. My name is Leo Spellacy. I'm one of the attorneys that represents GTL. As you may recall, 2 weeks ago, one of my colleagues, Tracy Francis, was here in connection with the public records request. And GTL was one of the 3 bidders that responded to the RFP number 32983 relating to the inmate communication systems. Last meeting, Council passed resolution R 2016-0167, which authorized the county executive, county sheriff, to execute a contract with Securus Technologies for the inmate communication system. The resolution of council passed was admittedly a revenue-generating award in the estimated amount of $12 million. After resolution was passed, as promised, the county law department did respond to GTL's public records requests. And what those records make clear is that the county has pivoted since the time the RFP was issued on whether to use the inmate communication system as a revenue generator for the county or whether it wanted to provide these services to the county inmates at the lowest possible rate. It has chosen to use the inmate communication system as a revenue generator. The contract is also for a term of 8 years when the RFP requested bids for a 5-year contract. So not all the bidders were given the opportunity to compete fairly. Currently, GTL is the provider of inmate communication services at the Justice Center. It provides calls at a rate of 18.5 cents a minute for intrastate calls, and interstate calls are either at 21 or 25 cents a minute. And the county's commission is 9.5 cents a minute. In response to the county RFP, GTL offer rates between 9 and 14 cents per minute. But the county has chosen a more expensive solution, going with Securus, with rates at between 21 cents and 35 cents for the first minute, and rates between 21 cents and 24 cents for minutes thereafter. So despite the press reports, the counties chose to enter into a more expensive solution for the inmates, their friends, and their families. Now, since the county decided to go with Securus in September of 2015, the regulatory landscape has changed dramatically. And I won't go into it because of time here with 41 seconds. But the reality is, given this landscape, there's no reason the county cannot reissue the RFP or request a best and final offer from all the offerers to allow for full and fair competition and for the lowest rates for the inmates. This is particularly true when there's no urgency. That procurement was out for over a year, and I think the contract's been signed, but I have not seen the signed contract. In conclusion, GTL understands that it's the county executive and the county's council call as the wisdom of increasing the telephone rates for inmates to bolster the county's general fund. While we believe that the county made the wrong decision, GTL will not challenge that county's decision. Thank you.
Anybody else?
Rico Dancy?
Good afternoon, Council. House Bill 769 that we are pushing in Columbus right now for license plates, state ID, license plate, state ID, and driver's license on people who are deaf. I went to Columbus, met with whole legislators last week, and I brung up the bill with Governor Rick Scott happened in Florida. They asked my boss, who's Tim Allen, who's deaf, he asked me, where is the train at? I said, I don't know. We asked, I called Mr. Pitney, no answer from him. I called him, leave a message, secretary said, leave a message. He contacted me in 24 hours, still no answer. Called again, no answer. Called again, no answer. What can we do if you have a sheriff department who I am concerned about people who are deaf with any disability in the county? We understand that y'all supposed to serve the people. I understand that very clear, 100%. But what I do not understand, when you call a department, they'll never return your call. But sure, they have the sheriff knock on your door. Why is that? Chief Williams have a undercover detective come to my home. Used to be the administrator, OPS. Detective Artie King came to my house, threatened me. If you ever go to a public meeting, I'm gonna make sure something happens to you. Like I told him, do it. I have a right of free speech. Come to anywhere, whenever I feel like it. I don't think I don't have anyone permission to go to a public meeting while asking them, like I'm a child. Daddy, can you do this? No, I'm not a child. I'm in my 30s. Please do something about this. It is not a game. It's not a joke. I take, when people come to my house 3, 4 in the morning, threaten me, when I have 4-year-old kids at home who are deaf, see this? I have a problem with that. It could have, if he would have put a gun in front of my kids, I really would have been a problem. It would just shook me up. I have a 2-year-old, I have a 3-year-old, I have a 4-year-old, I have a 1-year-old. All deaf. And all I'm teaching them all ASA, American Sign Language communicate. When the bell run at my house flashing, my 4-year-old said, Dad, why the officer have a gun in front of me? What do I put to tell a 4-year-old kid? If you have a officer come to my house, then I have a problem with that. I have a problem with the system, how they are treated, how are they doing this to us? And no one's been held accountable for this. Case happened in 2014, this is not 16. It's over. Why are you coming to my home, not going to kick on my door, and with a gun? Ars King, he worked for the Cleveland Police Department. Do something. If I got shot, my son said he would have to tell the court system why I got shot, how I got shot. It don't make no sense.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else?
No, Mr. President.
All right. I'd like to get a motion to approve the minutes for September the 27th Committee of the Whole and September 27th regular meeting. Obviously, Councilman Schwan and I were not.
I so move.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. Minutes are approved. There are no announcements from the council president, except to say I apologize for not being here 2 years ago. 2 years ago. It seems like 2 years ago. 2 weeks ago, and I want to thank Councilman Jones for setting in on very short notice. Appreciate it very much.
Very long meeting on very short notice.
Well, you signed. We both signed up for the job.
That's right. It's all
okay.
right.
All right. Any announcements from the executive, messages from the executives this evening?
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. I think we're going to have to start getting ready for our next parade after last night, as the Indians continue to win. And another competition that's coming to an end after a long period is the 2016 election. This morning I was over at the Board of Elections where we held a press conference talking about the preparedness of our county for the election. I'm very confident and comfortable that we are ready, that the elections should go very smoothly. We've had constant communication with Director McDonald and Deputy Director Perlotti, so I'm comfortable that we're moving in the right, all the right directions. Also, today is the last day for registration. So for those who are listening or watching over their computers, please, this is it. If you get your registration postmarked by tonight at midnight, it will count. And then tomorrow's the first day of early voting. And I strongly encourage everybody to come out to vote. This is an important election. There's a lot at stake. And there's a lot more on the ballot than just the presidential election. So everything that's on that ballot impacts people's lives every day, and we need people to get out to vote. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Legislation introduced by council. The committee reports and consideration of resolutions for council for second reading adoption under suspension of rules. Could I have a motion to suspend the rules?
Mr. President, I move to suspend the rules.
Second, any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, the ayes have it. The rules are suspended. Committee reports and consideration of resolutions of council for second reading adoption under suspension of rules.
Resolution number 2016-0169, adopting various changes to the Cuyahoga County non-bargaining classification plan.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Any discussion?
Yes, Mr. Chair. The proposed changes are still combined with deleted, new proposed classifications, as well as revised classifications. So sometimes that warrants moving legislation, second reading suspension. So due to a new proposed classification that is incorporated in this resolution, and it's also for a performance consultant in the Innovation Department, I ask my colleagues to pass this resolution under second reading suspension.
Thank you. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, the ayes have it. The resolution is adopted.
Resolution number 2016-0170, supporting an application for funding under the Clean Ohio Green Space Conservation Program available through the Ohio Public Works Commission on behalf of Natural Areas Land Conservancy for the conservation of ecologically significant areas known as Shelter Hill Ravines, located in the village of Hunting Valley.
Adopt.
Second.
Sure, thank you, Mr. President. The series of four resolutions you see before you are simply resolutions that are necessary for the different organizations to be considered for grant opportunities at the state. So all four are worthy projects throughout the county and just need our blessing by way of a resolution for their consideration at the state.
Say aye. Aye. All those opposed, the ayes have it. The resolution is adopted. I hope they're all successful.
Resolution number 2016-0171, supporting an application for funding on behalf of Western Reserve Land Conservancy for areas known as Brecksville Upland Preserve located in the city of Brecksville.
Second.
I don't believe there's any discussion necessary. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the ayes have it. The resolution is adopted.
Resolution number 2016-0172, supporting an application for funding on behalf of West Creek Conservancy for areas along the main stem of West Creek located in the city of Parma.
Adopt.
In favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, the ayes have it. The resolution is adopted.
Mr. Chairman, can you have my name added to that, please?
Yes, please add Councilman Germana's name to resolution 0172, all right?
Resolution number 2016-0173, supporting an application for funding on behalf of Land Studio Incorporated for areas on Irish Town Bend Hillside along the Cuyahoga River located in the city of Cleveland.
Adopt.
Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, the ayes have it. The resolution is adopted. Legislation introduced by the executive, consideration of resolutions for first reading adoption under suspension of the rules. Could I have a motion to suspend the rules?
Mr. President, I move to suspend the rules.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor, say aye. Aye. All those opposed, the ayes have it. The rules are suspended.
Resolution number 2016-0187, amending the 2016-2017 biennial operating budget for 2016 by providing for additional fiscal appropriations, for appropriation transfers, and for cash transfers.
Motion to adopt.
Any discussion?
Mr. President, this is our standard biweekly fiscal agenda. Council and staff submitted 4 questions to the administration. Those questions have been answered, and I urge my colleagues for their support.
Further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed? The ayes have it. Resolution is adopted.
Resolution number 2016-0188, approving an amendment to a collective bargaining agreement between Cuyahoga County and Graphic Communications Conference of the International Brotherhood of Teamsters, Local 546M, representing approximately 6 employees in 2 classifications at the Department of Public Works for the period February 1, 2015 through January 31, 2018, to establish terms of the wage reopener for the period February 1, 2017 through January 31, 2018, and to modify Article 25, Section 3, directing that funds necessary to implement the amendment be budgeted and appropriated.
Move to adopt.
It's been moved and seconded. Obviously, we discussed this in executive committee. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed? The ayes have it. Resolution is adopted.
Resolution number 2016-0189, approving an amendment to a collective bargaining agreement between Cuyahoga County and American Federation of State, County, and Municipal Employees, Ohio Council 8, Local 2927, AFL-CIO, representing approximately 34 employees in various classifications at the Sheriff's Department for the period January 1, 2015 through December 31, 2017, to establish terms of the wage reopener for the period January 1, 2017 through December 31, 2017, and to modify Article 15, Section 1, directing that funds necessary to implement the amendment be budgeted and appropriated.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Again, we discussed this as an executive session. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed? Ayes have it. The resolution is adopted. Consideration of resolutions for first reading and referral to committee.
Resolution number 2016-0190, authorizing a First Amendment to lease and right of first refusal agreement with the Board of Park Commissioners of the Cleveland Metropolitan Park District for county-owned property on the flats east and west banks, located at 1170 Old River Road, Cleveland, for a term of 99 years, by adding permanent parcel number 003-16029, located adjacent to the intersection of Main Avenue and Center Street underneath the Cleveland Memorial Shoreway.
And this will go to Public Works.
Resolution number 2016-0191, authorizing an amendment to contract number CE 1300-548 with Marisufim for lease of office space in the Marion Building, located at 1276 West 3rd Street, Cleveland, for the period December 1, 2013 through October 31, 2016, to extend the time period to October 31, 2017, and for additional funds in the amount not to exceed $1,108,668.60.
This will also go to Public Works.
Resolution number 2016-0192, authorizing a contract with Applewood Centers Incorporated in the amount not to exceed $641,000 for the Placement Planning Day Report Program for the period July 1, 2016 through June 30, 2017.
This will go to Public Safety. Committee reports and consideration of resolutions for second reading.
Resolution number 2016-0179, declaring that public convenience and welfare requires culvert replacement of Bradley Road Culvert C-00.67 over French Creek in the city of North Olmsted. Total estimated project cost $756,000, finding that special assessments will neither be levied nor collected to pay for any part of the county's costs of said improvement.
And this item will move to the October 25th, 2016 council agenda for consideration for third reading adoption.
Resolution number 2016-0180, declaring that public convenience and welfare requires culvert replacement of Bradley Road Culvert C-05.44 over Walker Ditch in the city of Westlake. Total estimated project cost $581,000, finding that special assessments will neither be levied nor collected to pay for any part of the county's costs of said improvement.
And this will also move to the next council agenda for consideration for third reading adoption.
Resolution number 2016-0181, declaring that public convenience and welfare requires culvert replacement of Lindbergh Boulevard, culvert C-00.93, over a creek to west branch of Rocky River in the city of Olmsted Falls. Total estimated project cost, $744,000, finding that special assessments will neither be levied nor collected to pay for any part of the county's costs of said improvement.
And this item will also move to the next council meeting for consideration for third reading adoption.
Resolution number 2016-0184, approving right-of-way plans as set forth in plat number M5025 for reconstruction with additional turning lanes of Royalton Road from West 130th Street to York Road in the city of North Royalton, authorizing the county executive through the Department of Public Works to acquire said necessary rights-of-way, finding that special assessments will neither be levied nor collected to pay for any part of the county's costs of said improvement.
This will also move to the council agenda for consideration for third reading adoption at next time we meet. Consideration of reports and consideration of resolutions for second reading adoption or suspension of the rules. Could I have a motion to suspend the rules?
Mr. President, I move to suspend the rules.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed? The ayes have it. The rules have been suspended.
Resolution number 2016-0178, authorizing an amendment to a revenue-generating agreement with University Hospitals Health System Incorporated for lease of space in the Samuel R. Gerber, Cuyahoga County Medical Examiner's Building, located at 11001 Cedar Avenue, Cleveland, for the period July 30, 1996 through May 31, 2016, to extend the time period to May 31, 2017, and for additional revenue in the amount not to exceed $465,045.
Move to adopt.
Been moved and seconded. Any discussion?
Mr. President, this is a transitional one-year contract to continue our lease at the same rate currently in existence while University Hospitals prepares their configuration and specifications for a longer-term contract.
Mr. Chairman, I'd just like to comment that Mr. Miller handled the Public Works Committee in my absence. I had a conflict that day, and I thank him. I understand that we moved them right along, so he did a good meeting. Thank you, Mr. Miller.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. The resolution is adopted.
Resolution number 2016-0182, making an award on requisition number 37533 to Shermer Construction in the amount not to exceed $1,953,750 for rehabilitation of Cedar Road Bridge number 229 over Dome Brook in the city of Cleveland, authorizing the county engineer on behalf of the county executive to make an application for allocation from county motor vehicle $5 license tax funds.
Mr. President and my colleagues, this contract was unanimously approved by the Public Works Committee, and we're requesting second reading suspension because we hope to get some construction underway yet this year. Thank you.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Ayes have it. Resolution is adopted.
Resolution number 2016-0183, authorizing an amendment to contract number CE 1300-507 for design engineering services for the Towpath Trail Stage 4 from Tremont Literary Trailhead to Canal Basin Park in Cuyahoga County to change the name of the provider from Michael Baker Jr. Incorporated to Michael Baker International Incorporated, to change the scope of services and the terms effective July 12, 2016, and for additional funds in the amount not to exceed $1,043,913.
Move to adopt.
Seconded.
My colleagues, at the time this original contract was put forward, we did not yet have all the information for the later stages of this project, and the anticipation was right from the start that we would do an amendment at the later time, and this resolution provides for that amendment, and so that work can proceed promptly, we're requesting passage under second reading suspension, and it was unanimously approved in committee. Thank you.
Hearing none. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed? The ayes have it. The resolution is adopted.
Resolution number 2016-0185, authorizing a contract with Tax Ease Ohio as purchaser and servicer in the amount not to exceed $50 million for the sale of tax lien certificates.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Any discussion?
Yes, Mr. President, members of council, briefly, the Community Development Committee held a hearing on this tax lien certificate sale that we've done in the past. We suspended it for a time period. We have began it once again. Treasurer Murray appeared along with the principal from Taxis, who answered a number of questions from members of council and folks who attended and offered public comment as well. The resolution was passed unanimously by the committee, and I would like to thank other council members who took the time to attend the meeting to hear and express concerns and hear resolutions to some of the concerns they have. Thank you.
Quite a few councilmen in attendance for that meeting. Councilman Simon, did you have a comment on this?
I did, just briefly. It was really a good meeting because we were able to hear the pros and the cons of selling these tax liens. But what came out of the meeting for me was that we have a commitment from the county now, through the prosecutor's office perhaps, to intensify collection efforts before these tax liens are even sold. So in-house, be able to maximize what we can get by way of collection before this happens. And I think the stakeholders are pleased with that effort as well. So thanks for the meeting, and I'll be supporting this for that reason.
Mr. Chairman,
Councilman.
this very piece of legislation was brought up last night at the Parma Public Schools meeting. Of course, Parma is experiencing some tough times meeting their budget, and Parma's tax liens are part of this. I'd like my name added to this.
Please put Councilman Germain's name on the legislation. Anything else? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed? The ayes have it. The resolution is adopted.
Resolution number 2016-0186, authorizing an amendment to contract number CE 1200-260 with Mental Health Services for Homeless Persons Incorporated, doing business as Frontline Service, for transitional housing program services for the period June 1, 2012 through September 30, 2016, to extend the time period to September 30, 2017, and for additional funds in the amount not to exceed $1,222,993.
Move to adopt.
Been moved and seconded. Any discussion?
Mr. Chairman, the primary goal is to provide safe, decent shelter services for homeless single adults to assist in the reduction of the length of stay for persons experiencing homelessness and to provide support services to clients to obtain employment. And I ask my colleagues for their support.
Yeah, all right. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed? The ayes have it. The resolution is adopted. Consideration of resolutions for third reading adoption.
Resolution number 2016-0141, making awards on requisition number 29315 to various providers in the total amount not to exceed $23,849,601 for various services for the Enterprise Resource Planning System for various time periods to the providers, and the amounts for the services and for the time periods as printed on the agenda.
Move to adopt. Second.
Been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, the ayes have it. The resolution is adopted.
Resolution number 2016-0153, confirming the county executive's appointment and reappointment of various individuals to serve on the Cleveland-Cuyahoga County Workforce Development Board for an unexpired term ending June 30, 2019, as printed on the agenda.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the ayes have it. The resolution is adopted.
Resolution number 2016-0154, confirming the county executive's appointment and reappointment of various individuals to serve on the Cuyahoga Regional HIV Health Services Planning Council for an unexpired term ending June 30, 2018, as printed on the agenda.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the ayes have it. The resolution is adopted.
Resolution number 2016-0156, authorizing a utility agreement with City of Olmsted Falls for installation and maintenance of a joint sanitary sewer, operation, maintenance, and repair of pump stations and wastewater treatment plants, and maintenance and repair of storm and sanitary sewers located in County Sewer District Number 14.
Move to adopt. Second.
Been moved and seconded. Any discussion?
We heard this in committee, and this is much needed improvements to the sanitary and storm sewers.
Any more discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. The resolution is adopted.
Resolution number 2016-0158, authorizing an economic development fund business growth and attraction loan in the amount not to exceed $2 million to 105th Cedar Partners for the benefit of a project located at East 105th Street and Cedar Avenue, Cleveland.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion?
I did, as chair, was not there at the meeting, but my colleague, I think, did a great job of it, so.
Thank you, Mr. Schrein, Mr. President, members of council. Yes, committee held a very good meeting and really discussed this resolution and a previous one that has already gone to pass in detail. Thank you to other members of council who attended the meeting. And just quickly, the primary goals of this project are to develop a vacant lot located at 105th Street and Cedar Avenue for the purposes of constructing a 43,000 square foot office space research facility for an IBM Employers project. This project is anticipated to retain about 80 existing jobs and create about 60 new jobs. Jobs that are committed to going out into the community, finding folks to fulfill those positions. I ask my colleagues for their support. Thank you.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it. Committee report and consideration of an ordinance for second reading, referral to committee.
Ordinance number 2016-0012, amending section 303.01 of the Cuyahoga County Code to update the Civil Service Code of Cuyahoga County as amended.
We're going to, with the chairwoman's support, refer this back to her committee. Miscellaneous committee reports. Miscellaneous, who wants to go first? Anybody?
Well, I'll just, since this, Human Resources Appointment and Equity wasn't referred anything but this ordinance coming back. And last week, me and Councilman Jones from HHS, he has a time conflict, so he was going to utilize, because I didn't think I was going to have anything come back to my committee. We were going to switch committee times to accommodate his schedule, which would mean at the permission of the president, he would meet on Tuesday at 10 a.m., my regularly scheduled time, and then Human Resources and Appointment and Equity, if there was something that was precedent, we could move to his 1 o'clock Wednesday timeframe, and I believe most committee members are on both of those committees, so those that aren't, it would, of course, would move forward unless you were in agreement with that.
Okay, well, as long as the members know when the meetings are, then that's fine. Miscellaneous business, any other miscellaneous committee reports? I'm sorry.
Mr. Chairman, the Public Works Committee will meet on its regularly scheduled time on next Wednesday at 10 o'clock. That's the 19th.
Are there any others? I know not much was referred. I didn't mean to you. I wasn't talking to you.
didn't mean me.
I just meant, I know a lot of legislation wasn't referred out, so there, you have to look at it. Okay, anybody else? Miscellaneous business? Hearing none. Public comment unrelated to the agenda.
Yes, Mr. President, we have two persons who wish to speak. Chris Glassburn.
President Brady and Executive Budish and members of council, it is my honor for the first time as a private citizen to appear before you. I am only here to thank you for the opportunity to have served with you, with my colleagues, and for the citizens of Cuyahoga County for the past 2 years. I've truly enjoyed the opportunity to work with each of you. I do view public service as a calling. For the past 10 years, I've almost continuously been a public employee, first with the state legislature and now here with Cuyahoga County. And I think it's very important work that each of you do and each of my colleagues. So I'm very proud of the work that we were all able to do. I think we had some challenges with this past budget, and I think you may be facing some more financial challenges as you move forward. Hopefully not as drastic as we've previously dealt with. But I simply wanted to say that it was an honor to work with each of you. I'm looking forward to my new challenges in my private career. But thank you once again, and I'd like to thank the citizens of Cuyahoga County for the opportunity to serve.
Thanks, Chris. I'm sure we'll see you around. Any other public comments?
Reverend Pigney Butts.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. For those who may be watching via however your media source is, I'm Reverend Pamela M. Pinkney Butts, native of Cuyahoga County in Cleveland, Ohio, Shaker Heights and Warrensville Heights, Ohio. And we have 26 days to Election Day, and I am a presidential candidate for this 2016 election. And I'm asking for support from my own hometown, in my own homeland. Nothing more, nothing less, not here to fight with anybody, not here to... There was a song, and George Benson sang it and Whitney Houston sang it. He said, to let the children's laughter remind us how we used to be. Learning to love yourself is the greatest love of all. And I know some people get distracted with babies being around, but look at them. They have not one care in this world other than them are providing their needs and meeting them and getting along with one another. I would love to see other children to have this opportunity for laughter, not looking at the color of their skin, not looking at their economic, social status, but just giving them equal opportunities in the land of the free and the home of the brave, not the land of the bound and the home of the slave. Yes, they do need to be in an atmosphere where the other children are, where they can actually be socially engaged with other children. But we need to provide that opportunity and obligation for all families here in America. I would love to have an opportunity to engage with you one-on-one, where we can talk. And let's see what we can do to go forward. We've already been in the past. Let's move ahead now. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else?
That's it.
All right. Last item, I believe, is a report by the clerk on legislation withdrawn at the request of the sponsor.
Yes, Mr. President, this item was withdrawn at the request of the County Planning Commission as Donebrook Watershed Partnership asked that its application for funding be withdrawn from council's consideration.
All right. Any other discussion? If not, this council meeting is adjourned. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays to you.